Okay, now looking at glucose and fructose. D-glucose is found in fruits, corn syrup, and honey. An aldose, it is an aldose with the formula of C6H12O6. So that's another very common formula that you will hear, C6H12O6. As we move on, this is the input in for glycolysis, which is like one of the major processes in metabolism, right? To break down the foods that we get into energy, ATP, because then it goes into citric acid cycle and into the electron transfer chain. But that is for a different video. Anyway, so glucose, D-glucose is an aldohexose with the formula of C6H12O6, and it's known as dextrose and blood sugar in the body. It is a building block in sucrose, lactose, maltose, and in polysaccharides such as cellulose and glycogen. D-fructose is fructose, so the other ones were glucose, where D-fructose is obtained from sucrose, and it's a ketohexose with the formula of C6H12O6. Okay, and it is the sweetest of the carbohydrates. It's twice as sweet as the sucrose. So remember, same chemical formula, different organization of it, and that it affects the different flavors of it. So the sweet taste of honey comes from the monosaccharides D-glucose and D-fructose. So this is a picture of D-glucose, D-fructose. Remember, because the OH is on the right-hand side. Galactose, D-galactose, again, because the OH is on the right-hand side, is an aldohexose, again, with the C6H12O6. And this is not found free in nature. It's obtained from the disaccharide lactose, di meaning two, so it's two sugars put together and making a lactose. And it has a similar structure to glucose except for the OH on carbon 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this OH makes it different. Okay. In a condition called galactosemia, an enzyme is needed to convert the galactose to glucose, and this is missing, and so it causes this disease. Okay, so then those people can't break it down. So linking this to health, okay, we're talking about sugars, so why do you care? Sugars are sweet, they're awesome, but let's apply this to health. When we talk about hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia, if we have too much or too little of the sugar, it can cause a lot of problems in our body. So in the body, glucose has a normal blood level of 70 to 90 milligrams per deciliter. And a glucose tolerance test measures blood glucose for several hours after ingesting glucose. So normally it'll spike a little bit and then it levels out. Where if you have low blood sugar or hypo, below, then that means that it spikes and then it tanks, right? Hyperglycemia means that it's high and stays high. My husband actually has hypoglycemia, so he has to make sure that he always had food bars on her, where my friend, my friend has high blood sugar, so she's on medication for it. Okay. So what kind of medication for what kind of diseases? Well, diabetes mellitus can cause hyperglycemia, so high blood sugar, which occurs when the pancreas is unable to produce sufficient quantities of insulin. And insulin is just the hormone that pulls sugar out of our blood and into storage. The opposite of that one would be glucagon, which would actually say, the glucose is gone, let's break down our sugar stores and put it back into the blood so that we can have that homeostatic level between 70 and 90. Okay, but I digress. The diabetes mellitus can allow glucose levels in the body fluids to raise as high as 350 milligrams per deciliter of plasma. The symptoms of diabetes include thirst and excessive urination, increased appetite, and weight loss. And in older adults, diabetes is sometimes a consequence of excessive weight gain. When a person, on the other hand, is hypoglycemic, the blood glucose level raises and then it decreases rapidly to levels that are as low as 40 milligrams per deciliter. Low blood sugar may occur as a result of an overproduction of insulin in the pancreas, therefore causing you to take too much sugar out of the blood. Okay? Symptoms may appear such as dizziness, general weakness, and muscle tremors. So the shakes, right? So a diet may be prescribed that consists of several small meals, high in protein and low in carbs, so that you can have sustained sugar levels in your blood. So what are our study checks? So let's see if we can draw those Fisher projections of D-fructose and L-fructose. Okay, so pause me and come back. Okay, so remember we're looking at this OH here, And since this guy is on the right-hand side, it's going to be the OH, where when this guy is on the left-hand side, the L means left. Okay? So great job.